As a child, when I was growing up in my house, I was exploring. I was 2, 3 years old. I don't quite remember. 5 years old, maybe more. And there were different things in the house. But one, there was an upright piano. After some times, I could pursue because I was going to the piano and I was crying all the time, crying. I want to be a pianist or whatever. And then I pursued my families. Bring my tutor. Well, at that time, my brother used to listen to some stuff from 70s British progressive rocks, bands like Pink Floyd, Camel, King Crimson, Led Zeppelin, stuff like that. And I went to my dad's collections. I remember I brought a cassette that was called Omega. Omega style, which is a Greek thing, but the band was on. I brought another thing which was Eloy. I tried to listen to them because I want to tell to my brother, no, these things that you're listening are not the greatest thing. I want something else. Established a band. It was around 1998. I established one, and the thing is, the band was first to, it was seemed to call Persia because it's my culture, it's my history. And the funny thing that because of some issues that I have in my country, they say you cannot use that word. And I say, why? They say because it's an English word. I said, what? It's an English word, but it's my country name, it's my history. And then they say no, another name. All of a sudden, all bassists say, mother, you were thinking about Persia, the world, the planet Earth, the world, the human. It's called an atlas. The maps of the world and the things, that's your message. The people in the crowd and the population after the concert, I said, what a great name, Atlas concert, everybody like that in Iran, believe it or not. First I did the concert, it was a crowd around 300, 400. The people come there, most of them, as far as I know, it was their first time they're playing music, rock music. The second concert, it was the following year, 3 nights in a row, and it was great. After that, we went to the Kish Island. Kish Island is an island down to the country. It's very beautiful, and it was my first time. And before that, we were just doing the rock stuff without any lyrics, English lyrics. It was good. But that time, we were trying to make it the songs, even some songs from Guns N' Roses and stuff like that, put it along our side. After Kish, we say, okay, maybe people are more tolerating rock music in Iran. So we come back, and for 2 or 3 years we played, and people liked it. For a while we couldn't sing in English at all. It was forbidden. And I was the only guy that could do that and get the license for that in Iran.
Knocking on Heaven's Door has as Guns N' Roses.
All of a sudden, at one of the nights, they say, I don't know, some guys just come to me and said, you're not so island. And I said, I have the license to play it. And I said, no, please, give up. After that, I went to Airshot, is an organization, okay? I said, what? I said, why didn't you play it? I said, they didn't let me to play. Who? I said, I don't know, some guys just come there and say, you cannot play it. No, you abuse our license. I don't know, it was a trick or something, or I don't know. And say, you cannot play for like 10 years or something. When I was, around 17, 18, after I turned to rock music, I said, okay, I have to go to UK, well, I have to go, I have to see Roger Waters, I have to see Cameron, I have to go to the concert, I have to feel the atmosphere that I am dreaming about, and I have to learn, okay? And when I first I came in London, and I was graduate of music and production at Middlesex University, and it was a deal with my family because they said no. First, you have to be an engineer or something like that, and then okay, we'll give you the money. That was the deal. Okay, this is another. I wrote in fantasy for Stephen Ball in D minor. I've got. Thank you very much. One's fine. And when I did that, I came here. After I finished my bachelor in London, I was like, the UK can be more spread, kind of, cultures and stuff. Let's go somewhere. I was looking for either Cardiff or Belfast or Glasgow. So the UW gave me an offer. Last time I had some opportunities about collaborating with two, a girl from Germany and a guy from Germany. They were very nice. And we were in a Riverside Museum, so I tried to play some stuff, and it was a great opportunity. Well, since I came in Scotland, there was some, stuff that I learned and I observed and watched, and I think the thing is, it doesn't matter where am I just want to, further my career. That's what I'm just looking for. And the plan is also, this should be impact on Iran and Iranian, bands, peoples that they are playing to Iran as well.
Probably my family. It's probably my biggest inspiration. I mean, my mother, she was a singer. My brother, when he grew up, he started playing in rock bands. So when I was a little kid, I used to always see music around me constantly. And it wasn't until I got a little bit older I thought, I'll give it a go myself. Influences with bands, they always change. So as you get older, genres stay with you, and then some leave you. But I've always been stuck with rock. I mean, rock's the thing for me. It gets my emotion out. It allows me to use rock as a sort of diary of myself kind of thing. Probably the Mars Volta is a very big one for me. They're a progressive rock band, and they're very technical, and they even do some of their songs in different languages. So I think it's actually been showing technical and difficult music at a very young age, and that's got me to where I am today. I've been playing in bands since I was 13. My first ever band was a pop punk band called Obvious Outcome, and we actually started a small music scene in our hometown. 5 of us, we started putting on shows in this hotel, and they were huge, they were very popular. We had people come all over the area to come and see this show, because where we come from, live music wasn't a popular thing. It's not a big deal where I'm from. And then I was the singer, I was the front man of that, and then we started doing quite well, and then they all disappeared. They all went and started studying and doing their own thing, so I was left in this small town, not really knowing what to do with myself, and then I obviously had the drumming in the background, but I never ever started a band drumming. this girl at school. She was playing on a piano. She was playing a Panic at the Disco song, which is another band that I love. And I went and spoke to her, and I was like, "Oh, is that Panic at the Disco?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I love that band." And she's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "We should do something together." And she's like, "Totally, okay." And we met up, and we started writing music together. And this was a girl called Mary. She was a close friend of mine. We started writing lots of music together. And then I decided, why don't I just jump on the drum kit and add a bit of, rhythm to this music that we're writing. And that's when the drumming started. That's when we formed the band Upon the Moor. And I got my brother involved. That was the first time I've ever performed with my brother. He got his friends involved, and they came in, and we formed this very unique female-fronted band. So I came up to Ayr originally to work in the industry, to work in the music industry, because I thought all my hopes of being a performer, it just wasn't going to happen anymore. So I just focused on the business side of things. All my hopes of being a performer, it just wasn't going to happen anymore. So I just focused on the business side of things.
Remember the good years underneath the hills of trees.
I'm in a band. I play in a band called Alloway at the minute, and we're based in Ayr in Glasgow. Didn't think I'd ever start a band, and then I got a small job here in Ayr, and I met this girl, and she was like, "Oh, so what do you do?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm studying music." She was like, "Oh, what do you play?" And I told her, I said, "Oh, I play drums and saxophone and stuff like that." Usually when I say saxophone, people go, "Whoa!" But it was when I said drums, she went, "Drums?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Oh, my boyfriend, he's trying to get a drummer. They've been through so many." And I was like, "Well, right, okay." And she was like, "I tell you what, I'll give him a call, and I'll tell him about you and see if he wants you to audition." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." And then I got a call the next day for an audition. And I turned up, and I honestly had I'd never met any of them before. I knew nothing about them. The only thing I knew was one of the songs they've already done. And I heard the singer's voice, I heard Grant's voice, and I just thought, I want to be part of this, this is the music I love to make, this is what I want to do. We're trying to do things sensibly, in a more professional manner. And I kind of bring that sort of thing to the table. But I think my biggest input, and I only know this from what the guys have told me, I just do what I do, and hopefully it's good enough. But the guys have told me that since I've came in, the music's sort of changed shape a little bit. It's got more energetic, it's a bit more heavier, and I think that's only going to get better with me, with my drumming, because I've been out of the game for a long time. To me, it's a long time. It's a couple of years since I drum. I feel like I'm only going to get better technically, which means if the drumming's getting better technically, it means the music's going to get a bit better technically, and that's always a good thing. So the genre we play is an alternative rock music. It's we keep it alternative because right now, especially in Scotland, we have quite a unique sound. It's very free, there's a lot of room in the music for people to interpret their own way, but it's still got that energetic, unique side of things, especially with the vocals. I think a lot of people would really relate and love hearing the vocals. The whole band, I shouldn't just say the vocals. I mean, I'm the drummer, I should be like, everyone will love the drums are the best part, but it's just, we've got a really free-flowing, energetic music right now, and I feel like there's not a lot of that going around at the minute in this country. So many bands from this country, you get stuck in a wee circuit, especially in Glasgow. There's this thing called the Glasgow circuit, and once you start gigging in Glasgow and making friends in Glasgow, it's fantastic, you're busy, but you get stuck and you can't actually escape that. So I think that's very high up on the agenda, is try and get into different areas of the world and put our music out there and see if people will catch on to it. Potentials for us would be the States. I think the States is a big thing for us, but we also want, there's a lot of our genre of music works in other countries as well. I mean, Japan's a big one, a lot of the European countries as well we'd like to take into account, but no, all over. It's really who would have us, that's the big thing. Whoever will have us will go.
After
And here, also I met Steve, and he is a very young guy and very enthusiastic and very energetic.
That's it.
And then we go to.
And then we should maybe go into another verse.
The thing is, we have something in common and something not at all in common. And at that moment, I was like, why not?
After all.
I think we lost it there. Hold on, sorry. Oh, you're lost. This project's very unique in a way that I get to collaborate with an Iranian musician. I think that's going to be very interesting to do. I'm really interested to see the sort of blend that we have when we come to writing the music. I'd like to see what the sort of rock side of things. It's not, I wouldn't say it's a culture thing, I just think the genres have differences because of where we're from. Even though, if you're a band in Iran playing rock music and you're a band in Scotland playing rock music, yeah, you're playing the same music, but it has that different side of things.
You agree?
Yeah, I agree. I like that.
Just we need a line.
I'd like to see the blend of that. I'm very interested to see what comes out of it. You reached your goals. You built a road to lead it somewhere. After all, there's a better way at the end of it all. You didn't know what you're doing. You didn't know what this was all for. After all, there's a better way at the end of it all. And over, I feel like it's over, and I'm running fast again. And over, I feel like it's over, and I'm running fast again. Didn't know what to say. Didn't know what it was all for. So after all, there's a better way at the end of it all. And over, I feel like it's over.